Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to my Dragon channel. My name is Ariel, and this is your tarot reading for 2025. This is meant to be a full year's reading energy, so we are going to do 12 different cards, one for each month, January through December of this year, and we are going to clarify each of those cards to get some general themes and basic energies for your year ahead and what you're going to be looking at. I hope you all are doing great. It is always wonderful to see you. I am a busy little Capricorn myself, so I have not been posting regularly to this channel for a while, but I wanted to get these, yearly overviews done so that you have at least that for your year ahead. But as my schedule and time and work allows, I will be in here posting as much as I possibly can. So I have not forgotten about you all. Still love all my members on my channels, and I just hope you all are doing amazing. So Virgo, let's go ahead and jump right into your read. We're going to start with a couple of oracle cards. We're going to get some major keywords for you. I feel like this is a Virgo-y kind of year because 225, it adds up to a 9, and the 9 in the major arcana of the tarot is the Hermit, which is the Virgo power card. So I do feel like Virgo is a little bit highlighted just through the numerology there. And Virgo, ooh, I love your card. It is potential. So definitely power gathering. Definitely gathering your resources. I feel like there is a lot yet to come for all of our Virgos out there, no matter what it may be. So whatever potential you feel like you have not yet taken action on, it's time to focus on that. On the bottom of the deck, look at what we had. We have the action cards. So absolutely, this is a year of action. So, potential is only potential unless you act on it. So whatever it is that you have the potential to grow, to move, to do things in the world, it is time to start acting on that this year. Let's get into your numerology deck and see what other special numbers may come up for you. And we have physical activity. So Virgo, number 6 and 7. 6 to me is a number of relationship energy. It is also a number of balance. 7 is absolutely about personal growth and moving forward. So absolutely, it's time to get out there. It's not time to hermit up right now, Virgo. It's time to start really putting yourself out into the world, taking some action, getting moving, taking walks, going out and meeting people. All of that is highly favored this year. And I just want to also show you what's on the bottom of the deck, because we have the 6 and 7 on that card. And then look at that. We have the number 8 on the bottom of the deck with manifestation. So I feel like whatever action that you take, whatever potential that you move toward here, Virgo, it has a lot of physical manifestation. It has a lot of actual tangible results. So let's go ahead and get into your tarot. Like I said, I'm going to be pulling one card for each month. So we are going to look at our January, which is already in progress. We just had the big full moon in Cancer tonight, which was very powerful. So it's a great time to do a tarot read when you're in that full moon energy for sure. All right, so yeah, we start out with the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. There's definitely that letting go of fears and worries at the beginning of this year. We can definitely see that one there. I know my Virgos, y'all are ruled by Mercury, so you think a lot, and that can often turn into excessive worries or anxieties. I think it's one of the biggest life challenges that Virgos generally have is to let go of anxieties and stress. But boy, the year sure does get a whole lot nicer as it unfolds. Wow. Okay. So the beginning of this year, Virgo might be a little tough, right? Here's this 9 of Swords. It's, to me, one of the most challenging cards in the deck. Like I said, it can be excessive thoughts, worries, things that just keep you up at night and stress you out. Many times the Nine of Swords is not about things that are actually really going on. It's just what you fear might happen or things that you fear might come to pass. So I always say it's like, try not to, I think we all can sometimes have that, tendency to worry and stress out about things like that. And when I do that, I try to remind myself, not to feed into it too much, because I always feel like worrying is like meditating on the things that you don't want to happen, right? It's like you don't want those to happen. So try to focus on something else. Make a list of the things you're grateful for, no matter how big or small. It's going to help to redirect your thoughts. It's something I try to do anytime I start to worry or stress. I try to redirect the thoughts and say, let's focus on the things that are going well. Let's focus on the things that I can control, that I am grateful for. And it really starts to help. It does very much. It's a daily practice, really. Right? And you may be worried, will I ever find happiness? Will I ever have the, things I've dreamed of, the 10 of Cups that may be really going around? And even if you have some great things going on right now, Virgo, you may be even worried, am I going to be able to keep them? Am I going to be able to hold on to that? I hope I don't lose it, etc. So it's very much that wheel that goes around and around. Try not to worry about whether or not you'll have something in the future, be able to hold on to what you have now. Instead, focus on enjoying it right now in the moment. Don't get stuck in the past or the future. Stay very much in the present. And with that physical activity card, I think anytime we get stuck in our head a lot, it's really important to get out and get moving. That's a little bit hard right now. In January, it's very cold right now where I am. I don't know how about whoever is watching this, but it's really chilly and it's harder to get out and get active. So as soon as that weather starts getting better, if there's exercise you can do inside your house, that'll really help you too. So going into the month of February here for you, we have the 10 of Swords. So I feel like, something comes full circle. Maybe putting into practice some mindfulness exercises or techniques helps you to put some of those worries and fears to rest. I feel like you're facing down kind of, the very worst of your thoughts or fears or things that have happened to you in the past, people that have really hurt you or stabbed you in the back or just let you down. So I feel like, the first 2 months of the year are really a little challenging here for you, Virgo. That's just the general feeling I get. But keep in mind, my feeling, the true new year doesn't start till March when the sun moves into Aries and the beginning of spring happens. That's our first sign of the zodiac. So that to me is when the astrology new year actually begins. So we're still in a little bit of that older energy still, in my opinion. And we have the 9 of Wands, which to me just reminds of your resilience. I would say, Virgo, it's like in February, just remind yourself, every big challenge, I've gotten through it. I have faced it down. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. I might be kind of beat up. I might need a rest. I might need some recovery time, but I have made it through. You're more resilient and more strong than you may give yourself credit for. So definitely remind yourself of that in the month of February, that you do still have this really incredible core of inner strength here coming through. In the month of March, we have the Page of Cups. So this is a beautiful card of emotional connection. Sometimes it's romantic connection as well. Also, sometimes it can be spiritual, because this is that talking to the little fish in the cup. It is definitely communication of some kind, and it is a beginning card. Pages are always initiations, beginnings, fresh new energy. I almost feel like your new year really starts in March. That's when, the energy starts to come back up for you. This could also be someone new that you could be working with, or a very, harmonious person that you feel like you both have very similar goals in life with the 3 of Pentacles. It's a Capricorn card. You could be meeting a water sign. Could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be Capricorn, Taurus. Just to name a few. Doesn't have to be those, but those are very strongly favored in these cards. So just keep in mind, you may be really connecting with some like-minded people where you can work towards common goals here. In the month of April, we have the Temperance card, which is our Sagittarius energy. So there is a little bit of adventurousness with this card. There's also a feeling of turning something into another thing, right? There's that alchemy, turning one element into another element, turning grief to joy, turning loss into gain, all that kind of thing comes through. I also find this to be a beautiful card of balance, right? One foot on the earth, one foot in the water. So we're really balancing the emotions, but also the practical, logical side. It's very much a choice to change your mind, to change your habits. Virgo is absolutely a sign that rules our personal habits and daily routines. So you may be doing more in that month of April to change your habits and routines. Yeah. It may not be easy at first. Virgo, like all earth signs, is a bit of a creature of habit, but with the Five of Wands, it definitely shows that you're creating some sparks. There's some friction. You might feel a little bit stressed. You might feel a little bit pressed with some of those changes, but I really feel like they're for the best. I really do. I feel like a little bit of change, a little bit of sparks flying might be a very good thing. Going into the month of May, we have the Ten of Wands. So again, similar to the Ten of Swords, this is a ending of a burdensome cycle, wrapping up some old project, some old thing that maybe had been kind of heavy on you, weighing on your shoulders. And I feel like you're saying, I'm finally wrapping this up. I'm putting it down. I don't have to think about it anymore. Once and for all, I finally have this completed. And we have the Tower, so absolutely taking some action. And I would say take that action sooner than later, maybe even prep for that at the end of April going into May, because the Tower is ruled by Mars. We do have a Mars retrograde that started, last at the end of, 2024, and we only get those about every 2 years. And they're challenging for getting things done. They really are. And that could be part of the stress that you're feeling in January and February, because that retrograde doesn't end until, I believe it's February 26th. And then it's going to take a little time for it to go past its shadow point where it was when it went retrograde. So yeah, we've definitely been in some slower moving energy, because when Mars is in a retrograde phase, it slows our progress. It slows action. It makes things feel not so direct, not so easy to get to the completion of. So I feel like in this month of May, like there's a big completion. It's huge, and it's something that, maybe knocking some old patterns or habits or burdens out of your life as well. And the sooner that you work on those, the more you can mitigate the more chaotic effects of the Tower. Because to me, the Tower only is really challenging when we've allowed something to sit too long and we haven't taken care of it. And then, it gets to a crisis point where we have to take care of it. So going into the month of June, we have the Four of Pentacles. You may be feeling a little bit more emotionally and financially conservative this month. You might be very careful about what you spend or how much you extend yourself to others. Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, so it's very much about, making sure it doesn't get taken advantage of emotionally or financially. The only thing I always caution against with the Four of Pentacles is don't hold on so tight to things that you can't allow more good things to come into your life at the same time. Play it careful, right? Give it a little balance. We have the the Ace of Swords on top of this as well. I keep wanting to call all the aces Ace of Pentacles. I must have the Pentacles on my mind. I feel like everyone needs a little extra abundance right now. So Ace of Swords coming through is a very strong card of victory, clarity of mind. I feel like, anything that you're kind of concerned about, anything that you're feeling like, can I make that move? Can I spend that money? Can I go out on this date? Etc., etc. Whatever you may be feeling, the Ace of Swords is going to come in here and bring through a lot of answers for you this month, Virgo. So don't stress out. Don't stress out. Spirit's on the way. Going into the month of July, this is a time to let go of anything or anyone that drags your energy down. Anybody or anything that makes you feel like you just keep going back to bad habits or bad old patterns. Five of Swords many times can be cutting your losses and turning loose of people that just aren't for your best and highest good. Often say Five of Swords is dealing with people who have narcissistic tendencies. They kind of win at all costs. They don't mind, you know, stepping on others to get ahead, right? So if you have anything like that in your life, it is time to turn it loose. Look at that. Four of Pentacles coming out again. So back to back, the month of June and July, we both have that card. So that may be very well why you're being careful or playing your cards close to the chest, is kind of like, don't know if I can trust this person. Don't know if I can trust this situation. I feel like you're going to get the answers you seek, though, especially going like the end of June, going into July. I think you're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to know who you can trust, who you can't trust, who you should get in business with or not, what you should invest in or not. I think that's all coming up to the surface. So just pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to the circumstances. And Virgos notice all the details. Notice the details. Even make a list and go, okay, I noticed this, this, this. That doesn't add up to anything good. I'm going to let that one go. Do your due diligence those months. Going into the month of August, we have the Nine of Pentacles, one of your own strongest cards, Virgo, because it is ruled by your sign. And I do feel that this is very strongly you coming into your own. If you have a business, your business is doing well. You're really enjoying the, you know, the results of it. If you happen to be single, like you're really, you know, enjoying your freedom. You're actually enjoying, you know, the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you are coupled, I think you'll still be acting very independently in a lot of ways that month. Like you'll be doing your own investing, doing your own working, doing your own, you know, literally kind of growing your own garden kind of feeling. Yeah, and I think it's definitely time to move past any constricting thoughts or tendencies. We see that a lot. We have, you know, the 8, 9, and 10 of Swords so far in this reading. And to me, the 8 of Swords is like a classic thing that, you know, many Virgos have to deal with, which is overthinking, or, you know, being overly critical of themselves and believing that they can't do it, can't have it, can't achieve it, all that kind of stuff. And so if you feel like there's still a blockage to you experiencing that kind of success and fulfillment, it is definitely time to free yourself from those limiting ideas and beliefs, because nobody can do that for you but you. Going into the month of September, your own season, we have the World card. So I do feel this is a personal victory and success here. The World card is things coming full circle. It's the last card of the major arcana. So it is absolutely that Saturn energy where it's like time is on your side. You have moved through all the different cycles and phases, and now you're ready to graduate upward. And we have the Devil. Look at this. Very strong Capricorn energy for this month of September. Those are both the Capricorn power cards, because the Devil is Capricorn and the World is Saturn, their planetary ruler. My goodness, you could be aligning very strongly with a Capricorn person, or, you know, again, going up higher in the levels of business, work, money, career, public image could all be, you know, coming to the forefront. If you read the literal, you know, meanings of these cards, I feel like, you know, it's like there's a lot of success, there's a lot of victory. Just don't let yourself turn into a total workaholic. You know, don't let your money run you. Don't let your job run you. You know, that's the deal with the Devil. Like, we can't let the Devil run us. We run it, right? That's why, you know, I'm a Capricorn. You know, I'm not afraid of that Devil. We kick him all the time. We know. We know how to deal with him. Going into the month of October, we have the Four of Wands. So happy homecomings, celebrations, soulmate kind of energy. Love the Four of Wands. It feels very, very positive. I feel like, you know, almost like the second half of your year starts to get a whole lot easier in a way, you know. Not that life is ever totally easy, but I will say, you know, it's like it just feels like you're lifting a lot of heavy burdens. the first half of this year, especially those first couple months. And then it's like you start to feel more and more empowered as this year goes on. Look at this. Four of Wands with the Empress. Very beautiful. That is, to me, like really creating the perfect home, creating stability for yourself, creating a very loving and productive space, because the Empress is all about creativity, all about making something new, birthing something beautiful into the world. So really gorgeous. You could be building a new home. You could be, or renovating or adding on to an existing home that you have, or welcoming someone new into your home. It's just a lovely energy. So going into November, this is the most positive card in the tarot, the Sun. So I feel like it's like the good times just come and they keep rolling at the end of this year. So the Sun is, success, it's innocence, it's, just that light at the end of the tunnel. It's movement forward with the horse imagery, right? It's just positivity coming back. And as I'm talking about, I hear a helicopter going over. It's kind of like, yep, you're moving on to bigger, broader vistas here, Virgo. You're seeing the big picture rather than seeing everything little bitty and up close. And I think a lot of it's around money and income and how you're handling your resources with this King of Pentacles energy. I'm noticing there's just a lot of good earthy energy here at the end of this year as well, in the second half of the year especially. Moving from the Nine of Pentacles, got the Virgo, the Capricorn, the Taurus. We've got some really nice earthy vibes. So I feel like anything that you invest in that month of November, it's very solid. You may be getting some returns on investments as well, or just having a better handle on your resources. Going into the month of December, the end of the year, we have the Magician. So I feel like, it's like the end is the beginning is the end. As we wrap up 2025, which is a universal number 9, we're getting ready for 2026, which is a universal number 1. And the Magician is our number 1 card. So I do feel like you're very ready for the new year that comes after this one. It feels very much like you've overturned some really sticky stuff here, especially with these swords cards. Like you've really worked through like some old habits, some old mindsets, especially getting out of feeling overly worried, overly judgmental of yourself. You're really breaking free from that. So I feel like as you get into the end of this year, like you just feel like you're really moving to another level. This is beautiful. You're really recreating or manifesting a new reality for yourself. Yeah, and the King of Cups, and to me, that shows a level of emotional and spiritual maturity, right? And growth. Like you've really started to master your emotions instead of having them master you, right? And there's a little bit of that same energy like we talked about with the Devil, not letting, your money or your work rule you, right? And run you around. It's like, no, it's like you should be the one making, the calls on that instead of it, like, stressing you out and worrying you all the time. So these are great cards. And look at the bottom. I can't, like, with this. The bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles coming up, just like we did next to the Sun, and we've got the Magician. So, that vibration of the last part of the year for you is very positive. It's very strong. I feel like you're kind of breaking free. You're really breaking free from some old, outworn paradigms that no longer serve you, Virgo. It just feels kind of amazing. It feels like a huge seismic shift in your life, for real. Let's get into a blessing card and wrap this reading up for you. Oh, I love it. Yeah. So we have the blessing on your love. So I do feel like, your love life is very strongly favored this year. We have, the image of Cernunnos here. And I will also say, he is associated with the Capricorn devil energy. It's an interesting connection, but I'm saying, like, You could be strongly attracting a Capricorn or an earth sign this year, someone that has a very earthy, grounded sensibility, even if they're not an earth sign. But love is in the air. It's passion, and I would say that even if this isn't directly related to romance, which for you it very well may be, but I think it's bigger than that even. I think that this is also related to just the whole way that you live your life, that instead of living in a fear-based energy or in a nervousness, it's like you're embracing things with love and passion and doing things that you enjoy, and really kind of spreading your wings here. I love it. All right, Virgo, have an amazing 2025. I'll be back when and if my schedule allows me to be. And until then, be well, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.